During the development of Black Ops 4, Treyarch's development team decided to inspect every single mechanic and system within the zombie mode and evaluate how they were implemented and ask themselves if they could design them in a better way. One of the systems they decided they could design better was the point system. So what did Treyarch change? How did they design it differently? And how does that affect the gameplay in a positive or negative way? Today, we're diving into the mechanics of the Black Ops 4 point system. Before we get into how the new point system is designed, we need to discuss how the old point system was implemented. I will go over a quick overview of the old point system, but if you want a more in-depth style video, check out my Zombies 101 video about the point currency system in the icon above. Within the old point system, the game would award the player 50 points for a regular kill, 60 points for a torso kill, 100 points for a headshot, 130 points for a melee kill, and most importantly, 10 points for every shot landed on target on an enemy. While there are many more ways to gain points, these were the fundamental ways the player interacted with the old point system. Talking about the new point system, once again, I will link my Zombies 101 video about the new point system in the icon above, but I will give a brief overview right now. With the new point system in Black Ops 4, zombies will guarantee the player 90 points per zombie kill. However, if the player kills a zombie with a headshot, they will be awarded with a bonus 30 points, and if the player kills a zombie with a melee kill, they will be awarded with a bonus 60 points. It's important to note that the big difference with this new system is that the game no longer awards the players for every single shot landed on target on an enemy. So how does this change affect the game mode? What benefit is there with this implementation? What is lost with this change? Which one is better? And why would Treyarch make this change in the first place? In fact, that's a very important question to start off with. Why did Treyarch take a look at this point system and feel the need to change it? Luckily, Jason Blundell, the zombie director at the time, had an interview with The Race on a live stream where he answered this question directly. The link to that clip will be in the description. Jason said that a competent zombie player would be able to obtain enough points early enough so that points essentially meant nothing, and buying things meant nothing. In other words, with the old point system, it was too easy to come by points. With this mindset, it's easy to understand why Treyarch limited the amount of points every zombie could provide, and it makes sense why part of the community favors the old point system. It's just easier. Let's take some example situations and take note of the positives and negatives about both of these systems. Situation number 1, round 15. Let's say a player is on round 15 and in desperate need for points. In the old point system, a player would simply grab a weak weapon off of the wall, potentially an SMG or pistol that isn't pack-a-punched, and they would train a horde of zombies and shoot them in the feet so that they deal the least amount of damage possible and gain the most amount of points possible. Whereas with the new point system in Black Ops 4, a player might still train zombies to gather them, but rather than find a weak weapon, they would seek to find the strongest weapon, either a powerful AR or LMG, or even go pack-a-punch a weapon to increase its damage. Then they would aim for the head for bonus points. In this situation, the old point system would more than likely net the player more points. This is the ultimate upside to the old point system. Before I go into the positives of the new point system, let's take a look into another situation, round 2. On round 2, in the old point system, players would let the zombies spawn in and shoot them in the leg or chest with their M1911 8 times and then knife them. Now on round 2, with the new point system, all players need to do is knife the zombies twice for the maximum amount of points, or simply shoot them in the head for bonus points. In this situation, the upside to the new point system is a bit more obvious. The new point system allows for a faster pace of gameplay and rewards players for actually killing zombies rather than just getting hit markers on zombies. And with these two situations, we get a great cross-section of the fundamental ways these 2 point systems differ. As mentioned previously, the old point system will, more often than not, net the player with more points overall. To add on to that, there is an extra level of strategy here where the player can forego certain mechanics for maximizing points, such as not pack-punching their weapons and not purchasing the double tap perk, because if the player did pack-punch their weapons and if the player did purchase the double tap perk, then their weapons would deal more damage, which would result in less hit markers, which would result in less points for the player. However, there are objective upsides to the new point system as well. From a gameplay perspective, the point system is a standard reward system. So anything the players get points for is something Treyarch wants to reward the player for doing. The new point system rewards players for actually dealing damage to zombies, and rewards players extra for performing risky ways of killing zombies like melee kills and headshots. This new point system makes a huge impact on the pace of gameplay. Instead of halting the player's progression through the rounds in order to meticulously shoot zombies with weak weapons, the player is awarded more points directly for killing more zombies. In addition to this increased pace, the players are actually incentivized to increase their weapons' damage and to use more powerful weapons. In the old point system, if a player used a high damage weapon like a wonder weapon, shotgun, or sniper rifle, they would be rewarded less points than if they were to use weak weapons like SMGs or pistols. As I mentioned previously, this is seen as a high-level strategy, something that good zombie players use, which is why many players like the extra level of strategy the old point system provides. However, taking a step back and taking an objective look at what is mechanically going on, it starts to be counterintuitive. The old point system rewards players more for not killing zombies than it rewards players for actually killing zombies, which means that everything that players use in order to help them kill zombies is going to directly punish them in the point department. This is why the upside of rewarding players for actually damaging and killing zombies is so game-changing. Now, the players are actually incentivized and rewarded when they use everything in their ability to deal damage to and kill zombies. Now, players are rewarded for using stronger weapons like wonder weapons, shotguns, and sniper rifles, and, more importantly, players are rewarded for pack-a-punching their weapons. In a round-based zombie survival game, rewarding players for surviving rounds and dealing damage to zombies simply makes sense. The point maximization strategy with the new point system is simple: melee zombies. If players want the maximum amount of points, meleeing every zombie is going to be how players do that. I know there are small point maximization techniques like despawning zombies with your specialist, but I don't want to get that specific. I will say, melee kills being the most rewarding kills is pretty clever. Melee kills are the most risky way of killing zombies, and there are multiple mechanics within the mode that allow the player to maximize their point game. Obviously, the Bowie knife and the reintroduced Galva knuckles are now huge game changers for players wanting to maximize points. But also, insta-kills now serve a greater purpose. No longer just for easy round progression, a player can utilize an insta-kill power-up to get more melee kills and in turn get more points. And perhaps the best point maximization strategy comes with the combination of the Bowie knife or Galva knuckles with the new perk Ethereal Razor, which greatly increases the player's melee attack as well as allowing the player to melee multiple zombies per swipe. Continuing on, tying the amount of points the player has available to them directly to the amount of zombies in the game allows Treyarch to more accurately balance things that require points, everything from doors to perks to wall weapons. Since the point value is limited by the amount of zombies on any given round, Treyarch can pace the escalation and difficulty of each map more accurately. But it's not exactly all sunshine and rainbows with the new point system either. As mentioned previously, the old point system, generally speaking, allows the player to get more points earlier. However, that's exactly why Treyarch decided to make these changes. Though more points isn't the only cost of this new point system. Yes, it is true that more powerful weapons are now better at gaining points. It does leave weaker weapons like SMGs and pistols without as big of a role in the entire Zombies game mode, though weapon balance is definitely a different video for a different day. And finally, perhaps the biggest loss with this new point system is that old high-level strategy. The old point system strategy added to the skill gap of zombie players. Casuals and bad zombie players wouldn't utilize weak weapons, and therefore wouldn't be rewarded with extra points, whereas experienced and, as Jason called them, competent zombie players would exploit this system to gain massive amount of points while sacrificing the pace of their games and engaging in risky strategies like not pack-a-punching their weapons or purchasing the double tap perk. I honestly cannot emphasize how much the old point system has been engraved into the community. This is how the point system has always been. This is how players taught other players to play. This is the meta strategies that zombie players come to learn. For 10 years, this is how it has always been. I completely understand why the removal of the old point system has left players feeling upset and limited. However, when I take a step back and look at these two systems objectively, the new point system simply makes more sense to me. I much prefer knifing the zombies on round 2 with my stiletto knife within 30 seconds versus taking 2 minutes to slowly shoot each and every zombie 8 times and then knifing them. I much prefer being rewarded for dealing damage to zombies and killing zombies versus being punished for being too efficient in killing zombies. To add another positive, if you are efficient with your melee kills, insta-kills, and especially if you're running Ethereal Razor, the game really does reward you, and you are very capable of setting up rather quickly if you utilize everything really well. And Treyarch was successful, even into the late 20s and early 30s, in extreme cases of course. Points still matter, and it's something that should be on your mind. It's something I enjoy strategizing around. I truly wanted to take a look at both point systems and lay out the benefit of both ways of implementing it. I see the positives of both, and I honestly see the negatives of both. I hope I was able to articulate and demonstrate both point systems well enough for you guys to understand. Now let's see if we can start a constructive, mature discussion about these systems, our preferences, and why we think the way we do. Thank you so much for your constant support. Your likes and subscriptions have been blowing me away the past few months, and I hope I can continue making the great zombies content you all love and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next absolutely beautiful Zombies morning, I will catch up with you guys later, and as always, stay beautiful.